Put the women and children to bed. This is for mature audiences only. So please listen carefully. This is hard rock. This is the IWA. We are not associated with any league or any federation. Do not go to your league commissioners. Do not go to the owners. Come directly to us. This is not a test.
You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. Whew. I'm telling you, Salvation and this Let's Do This show has reached new levels. My goodness. I mean, let me start by bringing in the original cast that we've had here from day one. Tim, Jerry, Salvation, you guys there?
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. And we got a special guest commissioner of the Louisiana Swamp League, Commissioner Muhammad Hussan.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. And in studio with Shane over there, we got the beautiful Brandy. Brandy, are you with us?
Somewhat.
Brandy's all like, I'm back here. I'm listening. Awesome. Now, newcomer to the Louisiana Swamp League. Wow. I mean, when we have, I mean, we've said this a while for the last couple of show guys. I mean, we've had transfers to the Louisiana Swamp that have been, big. I mean, you talk about, AE Wrestling right now getting all these big contracts. The Louisiana Swamp League is mirroring that same movement because, I mean, we had, Lockdown sign, and now we had this gentleman here, Chris Hero. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, it's an honor, brother. Like I said, anytime we get new voices on, new people on these shows, brother, I know, like you said, technology sometimes is a little bit of an obstacle for, I think, you, for myself, for everybody. I'm just glad we were able to get over those obstacles and get you guys on, Robert. It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be on the program, man.
Oh,
to be honest with you, I didn't think I'd ever get back into playing the game.
Glad to have you back, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really good to have you back.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Robert and I have a history together too in the NWL.
That's right. KOW, Kings of Wrestling.
Oh yeah, we go way back.
Oh yeah.
And it's all respect.
Oh, definitely. Now, guys, I mean, the thing that's bringing us together is the Louisiana Swamp League, and like I said, shout out to everyone behind scenes that's making this league, an awesome place. And I think you said it best, Robert. You said putting the fun at the forefront in this league. Around the angles. We're all fans of the game. What you guys have done here with the management, with getting titles that we can compete for. Right off the bat. I mean, I've said that from the go. And I think that's what we all want, is to participate for those titles. A lot of people might mock, and say, oh, well, there's too many, or there's too that. You know what? Being a manager in the Louisiana Swamp League, no, you could never have too many titles. I mean, and the way, we were going over the card earlier before this show, and this pay-per-view that's coming up in a couple of cycles, Wrestlepalooza, OMG. My goodness.
18 matches.
18, jam-packed, trash talk-driven matches. I mean, now,
oh, yeah.
Now, guys, just to keep us kind of on track, to kind of, keep the flow of this show going, I mean, Shane, if you don't mind, we'll start with the pregame. We have 6 matches. We have 6 matches on the pregame. Let's see here. Now, I know you sent us the updated card here. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the last match, I guess, that we signed onto this pregame, because it has some newcomers to the league, some last minute entries. So, anytime commissioners take their time and give their managers that extra little push, even if they did show up late, is awesome. I mean, we have our pregame match featuring 4 tag teams. War Goddess and Night Hatcher, Lockdown, and Death's Inferno, and Lockdown and Death just transferred over recently, so nice to see them in a pay-per-view match. We have Hardcore Janie Lane and Mean Michelle Ratliff, and final tag team in that four-way is Pipsqueak and Ellie Mae. Another crew that's trying to make a mark, but yeah, they're making more of a nuisance than a mark.
Yeah. Oh, and they found it the hard way.
Pipsqueak's
They
a little
found
guy.
out the hard way. We ain't fucking around.
Yeah. Pipsqueak had a nice fall.
Let me get this right. Pipsqueak, a little 3 foot tall guy, dick punch, gets a pay-per-view match, and he has to team with a woman.
Yeah.
That's his partner.
Man, you know what, Robert? If you would see those two in action, Ellie Mae has mastered the art of midget tossing. So she is amazing with them. I mean, even if you guys saw the battle royal this last cycle, she tried to launch him, I think at Hard Rock, and failed miserably. So Pipsqueak went flying over the ropes into the managers. Oh yeah, complete mess, man. I mean, yeah, those two are trouble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fly meet windshield.
Yep.
Nice. Now, another match that we signed on this pregame is another set of newcomers. Current or recent NWO graduates, the Blade Runners, have made their way to the Louisiana Swamp League. Blade Runner Sloth and Blade Runner Link are going to be facing. These guys are new as well, right, Tim? Catfish Glenn and Catfish Joseph.
Yep, that's my son's wrestlers.
Nice.
They're good.
Nice. Yeah. So like I said, the Catfish gang has grown. DOD has arrived in numbers. So watch out there.
Believe it or not, there's like 5 catfishes throughout the whole IWA.
Nice.
I've read that.
Nice.
That's a lot of.
Let's see, there's Catfish Rob, Catfish John, Catfish Tim, Catfish Joseph, and Catfish Glenn.
Nice. The catfishes are out in the association for sure. So yeah, so I'm curious to see how these new catfishes fare against the Blade Runners. Blade Runners are running with IOD. If you guys count the trash talk from last cycle, seems War Goddess has dumped Hard Rock Horton. Kind of gave him the boot from IOD, and she brought in all these new recruits.
Actually, the truth is, Hard Rock gave her the finger and left.
There, you know what? Correction. You're right. Hard Rock was the one that needed a change. I mean, he especially after the cycle that he had, the rough cycle, and of course, Hard Rock.
She's back. At least she's back to somewhat good.
Oh yeah, he bounced back hard this one. I mean, he won the Battle Royal this cycle, so yeah, he's back with the vengeance.
Actually, it's Chains.
Chains won it.
It was Chains.
Yeah, and Chains is also the new Gauntlet of Hell Swamp champion.
Nice.
I told everybody he was going to do it, and no one believed me.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. You know what? I had those two guys mixed up. Nice.
Is Shane listening to this?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. I thought you were off there for a minute.
Oh no, Shane's definitely there to fact check us if we goof something up.
Well, Hard Rock definitely has made a comeback and new attitude and everything. And like I said, he's got Johnny with him, his sledgehammer, which I'm like, okay.
That's it. At the next pay-per-view, I got to put Johnny up on a pole.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. It'll be between him and Night Hatcher.
Nice. That should be fun.
Him and Chains really meshed together as a tag team and as partners. And look out for them because they're hungry for the Extreme Tag Belts, who the champs are.
Nice. Now speaking,
whoever that is, we'll find out at the pay-per-view.
Now speaking of Salvation, another last-minute match on this pregame. We had Willowick Nightmare and Red Rum Vendetta. Two newcomers to the league. They brought their Salvation attitude. And this is kind of a weird one because they're signing up against two female competitors, Big Mama Red and Tessa Red. I mean,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't I ain't taking anything away from Big Mama. I mean, Big Mama is a tough SOB.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like I said, if
Tessa's
she,
pretty tough too.
oh yeah, ain't nothing against Tessa either. But if they sign the match, they look like they don't mind. I mean, Willowick and Redrum are a little old, maybe past their prime, so should be interesting.
They said the
Yeah.
same thing about Ric Flair, but hey, he could still go.
Oh yeah,
16-time world champion.
Yeah, man.
But
And
I'm
plus, he's held more. Actually, tell you the truth.
what
He's held more than 16.
what was that, Brandy?
Is that before or after he falls and breaks a hip?
Oh, I think that's before he broke a hip.
Oh, poor Ric Flair. Now, this is another one that came on, last minute. We had Ricky the Fox Steamboat challenging Ramalama Ding Dong to a last man standing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but both of these guys also have another pay-per-view match on the main event card as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so they're pulling double duty on this night.
Gotta give him props.
Actually, BTY would love to give the Big Timothy Youngblood match to somebody else if they want it.
He's trying to sneak away from the stretcher match. Yeah. Huh.
No. Not really. It's just to have this match with with Ricky the Fox Steamboat.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
Hard Rock's busy in the Diamond Drop title match, so he's out of it. He ain't gonna do it. His main focus. His main focus is that title, and he said
Well,
no.
what about our new guy? The one that's on with us. What about you, Chris Hero?
Well, I come to the swamp to do two things: kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Well, then we'll give that match to him. We'll
Yeah,
give the
give it to
match
Chris.
to him.
Yeah,
Chris can
no.
take it. Yeah, Chris can take Taz out.
I mean, it would probably leave Eric Fontaine without a match because I know he signed a last minute match against Chris Hero, but I mean that's up to you guys in management.
We could
No,
always
I don't
put
mean the one with Taz. I mean the other one.
we
Yeah,
could
the
always
one-
Ramalama Ding Dong.
Ziggler in there.
I'm talking about the one with Ramalama Ding Dong stretcher match.
Right, the one number 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
So
Since my name is no longer Big Timothy Youngblood.
we're gonna go ahead and scratch off BTY from that stretcher match and add Chris Hero. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
You got it.
I mean, I could manage to put somebody on a stretcher and put them in the ambulance, nursing home, 'cause
But yeah, I mean, but the thing is, that leaves my brother without an opponent, and he's looking forward to being on the pay-per-view.
Wait,
Put him
you
up
talking
against
about
Ziggler.
Eric Fontaine?
Eric Fontaine.
Put him up against
You know what? I got
He
the
said-
solution. I got the solution. You can sign Eric Fontaine against Bullfrog Bob.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. My brother'd be all cool for that.
Yeah, there you go.
10K.
Give those new 10K guys
A chance.
a chance at
Yeah.
something. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's cool with that, and just any kind of match. And I'm thinking maybe just let's see. I've done other matches.
I would go with what you have right there, brother. Just a straight up wrestling match. Just see what
Okay.
he's all about.
Yeah, Eric's all for that.
Yeah, that'll work. Nice. So that leaves us. Bullfrog Bob versus Eric Fontaine in that pregame match.
He
Oh,
had a
yeah.
really good match against my guy this cycle.
Actually, if I really come to look at all the matches, Eric Fontaine probably I was more interested in.
He did awesome. I mean,
Yeah. He only
He-
had 13 losses.
yeah, and And Raven Phoenix, he really grown a lot of respect for her. That was so close in that 60-minute Iron Man match where he told me after the match, he goes, I really, really respect Raven Phoenix. She and I just went out there and took it to the limit. And he goes, she is a great wrestler. I can see why she's got so many victories over top names. I mean, I could have very well been one of those names she could have won, but I got the Duke, but I still respect her no matter what. And I'd love to lock it up again with her.
Nice. Yeah, it'll be fun following Eric Fontaine's career.
Well, and Raven also told me, the man, me, Gerald, he said, that Fontaine kick he hit me with, I thought a brick wall hit me.
Oh, yeah.
She said he kicked her so friggin' hard with that kick, she thought a whole brick wall hit her, and then the next thing you know, she hears the count of 3, and that's it. And she realized how good he was, and that he was no joke outside of kickboxing, that the guy can wrestle and he can fight too.
Yep.
Nice.
She told me she was very impressed by him.
I mean, how many guys?
Oh yeah. Now speaking of stretcher matches, looks like we have one final pregame match, and that's of course the person we were just mentioning, Mr. BTY, going up against the human suplex machine Taz.
Oh yeah,
that's right. And I'm gonna put you on a stretcher, Taz.
He's the one that's taking over for Brett Lesnar, because Brett Lesnar just tore up his contract and walked out.
That's right. He's just being a bitch right now.
Oh yeah, Chains beat him again, and there was no excuses. And my brother beat him. Eric beat him, and he got hit with the Fontaine kick. And people were picking Eric to lose against Lesnar. And when he hit him with that kick, that was it. I think Lesnar didn't know what century he was in.
Yeah.
And and Eric came and talked to me and was so stoked. He took one of the biggest guys down there, and he couldn't believe it. And the only regret is he had a close one with Hard Rock, and I told him, hey, he's come back with a different attitude, and you got to expect that. He's not the same guy. This guy managed, and I tell you guys, when you go against each other, that's on you. I'm very proud of you both, no matter what, but you knew what you're going against Hard Rock. He was way different.
Oh, yeah. Hold
on a second, guys. Hold on a second. It's time now. It's time. This was a request from Jerry's daddy to flush a wrestler. So, Drew McIntyre, I am sorry, but you are the flush.
Thanks, brother.
The Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
who at the pay-per-view is scheduled to go up against Bullet Club's Panama City Playboy Shane Cole. Now, this is one of those feud guys that has been going on for some time.
Oh yeah.
Now this is a no pins, last man standing, and we were just talking about him. Even though he just flushed Drew McIntyre, he is gonna go ahead and call this one down the line. I mean, and who better to have?
BTY is gonna call this down the middle, straight forward. He's not gonna cheat unless somebody tries to get in his face.
Oh yeah. Who better than BTY in a Hell in the Cell no DQ match? I mean, you got to have somebody that's going to be able to keep the peace. So,
and Julie Rain's going to be at ringside observing what's going on.
Nice. Now, Robert. I mean, you're coming onto this league, and we've talked already. Just all the different dynamics that every manager that's in this league brings, brother. I saw this past cycle. We had a bunch of matches that were signed that were, unorthodox. We had, I think, War Goddess was in a dance off.
Jeez.
We had we had a scaffold match. We had a few cage matches. We had an extreme match. Just that flavor, Robert. Speak to that. I mean, how are you liking the different matches that are signed? Cycle in, cycle out.
It brings a new level of excitement. Some of the leagues you go into they're kind of like you get the same kind of match every time. But a dance off, that's definitely different. And
There were two more too that were at there. There was two more matches: Coal Miner's Glove and an Oregon State Death Match.
Nice.
Yeah.
And War Games.
Now, Jerry, as you're saying that, like, I a lot of people might say, why have that match during this cycle? Why not have it at the pay-per-view? Why not? And to be honest, we have those matches because we're able to include those matches in our angles.
That's right.
This past cycle we had an extreme match. Little piece of shit Pipsqueak was trying to have himself a handicap match and try and get one over on Hard Rock. So he comes out of the ring, says, "Hey, it's going to be me and Ellie Mae versus you, Hard Rock." And all of a sudden, Lucky Star comes out and says, "No, you're not in charge, you little piece of shit. You're going to do what we say, not what you say." And he just, he brings out BTY. BTY goes to the ring. All of a sudden, Catfish John, who, got attacked by Ellie Mae, gets invited to the match. Now, instead of Pipsqueak having the advantage, all of a sudden we have a 3-on-2, pretty much. Yeah, it taught those two little punks a lesson because, they've been messing with everybody here in the LSL. And
they've been cheating.
Oh, they've been cheating like heck. And it was time that they got taught a lesson, so.
That's right. It's about time they got out cheated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's that kind of action, that you don't expect, and it's fun to include with our matches. And speaking of Catfish John, and speaking of unique matches, here we have Apex Predator Keith Orton going up against Mr. Catfish John in a tear gas match. I mean,
that's right.
Man.
That's cool.
Which means they're going to be in a chamber full of tear gas.
Oh, snaps.
Oh, damn, something going to get funky up in there.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah, the Apex Predator, I'm not too impressed with him. He hasn't shown me anything.
Oh, man, come on now, man. That's Keith Orton himself.
I like Keith Orton. Don't get me wrong here.
Say what you will, Jerry, but anyone that knows Keith Orton knows that at any given moment in time, it can just set off. So, Catfish John is he's coming off some rough cycles because he's been getting attacked, and it kind of sucks because, well, I'm glad that he brought more cousins or more catfishes.
Oh yeah.
Because his Reds got mauled the other day. Oh man, someone was going around the locker beating up on all the Reds, and
Eric faced one of them.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and it was a count out. It was a count out victory. I mean, it was a good match. I think he hit him with the Fontaine kick and ran out of the ring, and he was in pain and couldn't get back into the ring. So
maybe it was Eric Fontaine going around knocking out some of those Reds, man. Or is Eric not known to be knocking people out?
No, I think Eric Fontaine would do it face to face.
Yeah, he's not going to go sneaking around, I think.
Well, guys, he was an undefeated light heavyweight kickboxing champion and Team USA Olympic gold medalist on the kickboxing team. He has discipline, and he'll tell you, he's told everybody to face, you want to fight, I'm going to fight you face to face. I'm not going to jump you in the back. I'm not going to jump you in the parking lot. Let's settle it here and now.
Nice.
The only way he'll do that is if it's a parking lot brawl.
Yeah, I mean,
guys.
Now,
speaking of people that are going to hit you in the back and aren't going to tell you they're coming, we got Ramalama Ding Dong, and now Robert Harper, this guy here that you just signed a match against. My goodness, I mean he's just one of these guys who you can't turn your back to, man, because. Yeah, he's been known to sneak up and, try and get the better of one from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask Ellie Mae.
Ah, that bum.
Those two have been getting beatings from everybody. Hard Rock's beating them both. Chains is beating them both. Eric Fontaine's beating them both.
But Robert, what are your thoughts on Ramalama Ding Dong, man? What now, since you signed a match for Mr. Chris Hero against him?
All it's gonna take, man, is just one lethal injection. 30 seconds into the match, Ramalama Ding Dong is Ramalama done.
Oh,
But
I'm telling you, man. Yeah,
I kind of like that.
yeah,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
still,
I can
But still,
respect that.
me too.
Now next on the lineup we got from the Bullet Club we got the franchise Kenny Omega. Is this a three-way match?
I believe so.
Okay, so we got the franchise Kenny Omega, we got Bully Hayes, and then we also got the show off himself, Nick Ziggler, in a 30-minute, what's this? 30 Iron Man match?
Yeah, 30-minute Iron Man match.
Nice.
I gotta go.
Nice.
Sure,
I gotta
you
go
want to
with
go
Nick
with
Ziggler.
30 minutes?
Okay.
They might tie at one each.
No, I gotta go with Nick Ziggler on that one to win it.
I'm going with Kenny Omega.
You're taking Omega? Nice.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Robert on that one. Kenny Omega.
Nice.
I don't like Kenny Omega. I don't like his mouth. Well,
He's too
Eric
cocky.
Eric beat him.
Kenny Omega's too nice, you said, Brandy?
Too cocky.
He's too cocky.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, but you know
Well,
you gotta
man.
have a little attitude.
If you've seen what he's done over in Japan, I'd be cocky too.
It's
Well,
true.
Hard Rock beat him. Chains beat him, and Eric beat him.
Oh yeah, I mean, but
And Borgott did too.
like you know, Jerry. I mean,
Mhm.
this is wrestling. You're gonna
Yeah.
have your fair shares of wins and losses throughout the year, brother. I mean,
Yeah.
one match, 2 matches, 3 matches doesn't make a fighter. I mean, it's how you bring, how you bring it, show in, show out. I mean, and I think that's the beauty of wrestling, is that
Oh,
you
yeah.
could have somebody like the $1 Million Man, who may have not been the most winningest fighter, but he brought a show. You could have somebody like the Honky Tonk Man, maybe not the best, wrestler or that, but they could work a crowd. They could,
Yeah,
they'll
but
make, they would make, yeah.
Don't forget who the longest Intercontinental Champion ever was, the Honky Tonk Man, and he barely ever won.
Well, actually, the Miz is the longest running one now.
No, I mean reigning in one reign.
Well, like I said, the Miz, he had another reign, and he broke the record. He kept track of it, and he broke Honky Tonk Man's record.
Nice.
Yeah, with
Everybody
9
knows
reigns.
Davidson,
I'm
Continental
talking
Champion.
about with one.
Mm.
I'm talking about.
I still gotta
what was
say
that,
the Miz is
What
one.
was that, Robert?
The greatest Intercontinental Champion of all times is Santino Marella.
Woo! Bring it back, baby! Bring it back!
That's right, because he was a fan when he first started.
Mhm. I actually saw the late Kerry Von Erich when he was the Texas Tornado when he came to Portland with WWF. He was Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, he beat Mr. Perfect for that.
Yep.
It's all right. Kenny's looking forward to the comeback of Shane Cole.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That should be awesome.
You mean Drew is looking forward to it? Drew.
Kenny Omega's looking forward to the leader of the Bullet Club coming back.
Oh.
Well, like I said, that one match between, and I really respect Shane Cole now because that match he had with Eric Fontaine, which was the guy whoever won had to say I honor you, and Fontaine went up to him and he shook Eric's hand and said I honor you. Awesome match.
Oh yeah.
I think Eric really is getting over not only with the fans but with the wrestlers themselves.
Oh yeah.
Because
No, I mean, when you have fighters like Eric Fontaine, Jerry, fighters like Chris Hero, I would even still put Hard Rock Horton, even though he's on a little bit of a mean streak right now, but I would even still put him in that category. I mean, these are fighters that, they're the unorthodox face, kind of like what's his name, like Steve Austin. They got that. They
Stone
got
Cold.
they got that fan base, and even though they wouldn't normally fit the quote unquote stereotypical face, but someone like Chris Hero, someone like Lockdown, like Hard Rock, they just fit that style of a fighter, and then that's what makes it unique, because you got fighters like that, and then you got scumbags like Willowick and Redrum, who are just
And
nasty.
BTY.
Oh yeah, definitely throw BTY and Ramalama in those.
Yeah.
But speaking of the instruments of destruction, and a crew that you wouldn't put in that face category, you got Timothy and Matthew Stamboli. I mean, the Stamboli brothers have been a tag team to be reckoned with here in the LSL, and it looks like they're going to be going up against I think our current or this cycle's right. This cycle's tag team champions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this cycle's the 203's current tag team champions, the Alternative Right Man and Social Justice Warrior. Oh yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's pay-per-view no matter what. I respect you, Robbie Blood.
and this one's going in as an Extreme Television Tag Team Championship match. So yeah, anytime you add that Extreme Rules, I mean, watch out.
Yeah.
Now, next one.
I think it's the Stamboli brothers.
You think they're gonna pull it off, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
man.
they're going to pull the upset.
Those
Mm-hmm.
nice.
I agree.
Yeah,
They're pretty tough.
And Julia Rain's going to present the belts to the winners.
nice. Now,
Hey, we should make it a choice to where the champs can pick their opponents for the next pay-per-view.
I agree.
That works.
yeah, that'll work.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
for the tag team part.
Oh yeah.
Now, speaking of tag teams, our next match slated is Team Bad. We got Brandy Lynch and the Glamazon Raven Phoenix going up against all those nasty DODs. Cheerleader Sassy Red and Violent Victoria Red. Now, I mean, we talked about this last show, and Violent Victoria Red seems to have attacked. Was it the Glamazon, right? That she
Did you notice her new finisher?
the Toot?
She changed it to the gas lock.
Ah, nice. I thought she was gonna call it the Toot lock, but no, the gas lock definitely works. Oh
That's
yeah.
gonna
Now, Robert, I gotta get your. Did you see last cycle's bulletin?
Yeah.
Did you see that picture that Catfish Rob sent in?
Yep.
Yeah, I was telling the guys, I go, man, that Violent Victoria Red must have had one too many free holy tacos or something.
She had something.
She's got an interesting match, because besides that one in the tag team match, she's going against Raven Phoenix for the World Divas Championship.
Nice.
But I noticed Raven Phoenix just smiling like she's happy about it.
You know what? That's probably like she probably went beyond just to like intoxicating. That's that kind of a smile she got on there.
Oh, that fart is so intoxicating.
Oh yeah.
War Goddess is looking at that match too.
Oh yeah. Now
Lock, I'm tapping out.
So watch out, Team Bad. Those DOD girls are some nasty critters. I mean, I know the Reds got attacked backstage or throughout the locker rooms recently. So they're not going to be too
Speaking of
happy.
nasty critters, I got a tag team called Nasty Critters in BRL.
Nice. Those nasty critters, man. Nice. Now.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Ramalama Ding Dong, like we said, is pulling to some double duty at this pay-per-view. Him and Catfish John are scheduled in a last man standing match.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Whew. Oh yeah. Now, is it any particular? Is it no DQs or last man standing has to be in the ring?
Oh, all last man standings are no DQs.
Nice, nice.
Yep,
Gotta come
that
good.
means Ellie Mae could get in there and beat us both up if she wanted to.
I'll put it this way: she tried in that ring those little dirty tricks her and Pipsqueak do. I got to give my brother credit. Eric saw right through it, and I later talked to him in the locker room, and I said, "How did you not fall for their tricks? I mean, Hard Rock was cheated, Chains would get cheated, War Goddess has been cheated. What did you do?" He goes, "Well, I studied the videotapes and what they did and the tricks they were going to do." And Ellie Mae, I know, likes to flaunt off everything, and she thought that would phase me. But he said to me, "Hey, brother, when I got, when I fought over in Thailand, when I was fighting on Team USA, you always taught me, expect the unexpected and have a clear mind." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I did tell you that, brother." And he just said, when I got in there, I saw the dirty tricks that were going to happen. I saw Pipsqueak, and I immobilized him right quick. And then Ellie Mae was trying to do something illegal with her bat, and I turned around, hit her with a Fontaine kick, and pinned her 1, 2, 3.
That's how you take care of cheaters, man. Study up.
And I was really impressed. And I said, "You did what most people, my guys in Salvation couldn't do."
Oh, I'm telling you. Now we're starting to get into the championship matches here, Shane, and this is the way a pay-per-view is, and like I can picture it. You know what I mean? All the matches that we've talked about. I can picture somebody, as ridiculous as Pipsqueak in a pregame, kind of cool down, kind of calm down the show type, atmosphere. That's perfect. Then we start building up into these more, serious matches. Now we start bringing in some of our newcomers, introduce some of the newer talent to the fans. We have our intermission. We start our actual show that's going to go pay-per-view. We have all our wonderful matchups. Now we get to the creme de la crop.
Right.
I mean, and here we have it. We have our first championship being defended, or one of not even our first, because we had some tag team championships defended earlier, but the gift of the Swamp Championship. You got the Order's Timothy Stamboli going up against Mr. I'm Too Good for the League, the Beast Incarnate himself, Brett Lesnar.
I'm picking Stamboli to win that one.
Oh, dude, come on now, dude. The Beast. Yeah, I'm taking Lesnar. I don't care how many frijoles Timothy Stamboli eats or how many gators he boils up. He doesn't have it. No, Brett is the man.
Lesnar has too much of an attitude. I'll give him credit. He had a close match with Hard Rock and beat him. I'll give him that. But then when he loses to Chains, he makes some excuse about Shane Cole interfering, and I'm like, and Chains was like,
"Hey, he did." I mean, Brett Lesnar is the champion of champions. I mean, until you beat him in the ring fair and square, I'm sticking with Brett. I mean, someone that power, that not at a pay-per-view. It was just a pushover match. He wasn't trying that match. He said, "Hey, take this one. Get over on me tonight. I'm gonna get you at the pay-per-view match." Yeah, but at the pay-per-view matches is where it matters most.
Well,
like I'm telling
every
you,
match matters.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Every match does matter. I love it.
Yes, the worst nightmare. Timothy Stamboli says he's gonna put Brett to sleep.
Oof. I don't know, man. I don't buy it. I mean, Brett Lesnar. I mean, come on, look at the guy, dude. The guy's what? Nothing but. I mean, he's muscle on top of muscle. His muscles have muscles that have muscles. I mean, dude, come on.
Are we forgetting what Timothy Stamboli looks like?
You know what? I don't know. That's going to be one for the ages, I think, right there. The gift of the Swan Championship. Watch out, especially if you're in that front row seats. Man, cover, go, get some cover.
Oh yeah.
He's doing what Hard Rock did. He went into hiding and he's getting himself all pumped up for that match.
Oh, I see it, Shane. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what I see. I mean, someone like Brett, right before the pay-per-view, he's gonna let some people get over on him. He's like, you know what? You need me to get over. Here you go. Have a match, kid. You want a match too, lady? Here, have a match. Wait till the pay-per-view comes, then we're gonna see what really boils over.
I'd like to see my brother beat his ass again.
I love it. Oh yeah, and that's what it's made out of. Brett's a well-known entity. Not everybody can easily get over on them. Especially not with a couple of matches. It's gonna take a lot to get over on Brett. But now these two ladies in this next match, guys, have gone at it already. I mean, we talked about it earlier. The trash talk is building up around them.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, Violent Victoria Red doesn't poop in her pants. Trying to finish Glamazon, but yeah, I mean, this matchup is one that we're looking forward to. Like you mentioned earlier, Jerry, I know War Goddess is keeping a close eye on this Divas Championship. I know Ellie May is already claiming
Oh yeah.
that she's the next. I mean, how many wins does Ellie May have? Like 1, 2?
Some around there. And War Goddess, she's friends with Raven Phoenix, but they both understand when it comes to gold, friendship goes out the window in the ring. And okay,
Oh yeah, definitely.
they're IOD sisters, but
now when we started, or when Commissioner who was it, Leo came over. I remember seeing Glamazon early on. I mean, she's been one of those the roots here in or has rooted herself in the LSL from the beginning. So I'm glad Glamazon's getting that shot. And of course Violent Victoria Red has proven herself as well. So that should be
that's
one
going
for.
to be a good match. I got to say, I can't pick a winner in that. I think it's going to come down to the wire. Like I said, who wants it the most, and it's not going to be an easy one.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and we got some great female fighters here. I know earlier on in the pay-per-view we had cheerleader Sassy Red. I know she's looking for her share of that gold. I know is it Michelle Ratliff? I know Janie Lane is
my
there.
son's a wrestler. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
me, Michelle Rattler.
nice. Yeah, so I know we got a good set of girls. I know we had a newcomer to the league. I mean, I was
Man. We got 22 active women.
Oh yeah, I was shocked. I mean, I was reading the trash talk. All of a sudden, this girl, chugs a beer, puts her beer can down, and then just smashes the beer can with her boob. I was like, holy moly, what in the heck's going on here?
Oh
yeah.
woman.
I could have done that when I was younger.
Oh,
Well, it's
man,
like Hard Rock will drink a keg of beer.
That was that jaw dropping moment. I was like, whoa, man, my goodness. Now, yeah, so we got some female fighters that are looking forward to seeing who gets crowned Women's Divas Champion to be able to get their shot as well. But now speaking of championships, this is one that has it was secured early on in the in the development of the league, and I've been waiting for this one because the Diamond Drop Championship only gets contested at pay-per-views. To see somebody like Mistake, who won their shot early, still here. You have somebody like Hard Rock.
No, he's actually the first.
The first champion. He is the first. Mistake, right?
Yeah.
The first Diamond Drop champion going up against someone who's made a name for himself through hard work, literally. I mean, Hard Rock Horton. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but looks like somebody broke his car windows, and he looks like he's going to have to call his State Farm agent to.
Yeah. Well, he's fully insured. He just laughed about it and think, okay, now you destroy my car, okay. And police were called there and everything. And of course, I called him and talked to him, filed a report, and had no suspicions of who it could be. And I just told the officers, well.
Now didn't they write M on the car?
MM, yeah, and I don't.
Maybe Mistake.
That could be him doing that, playing mind games. I'm thinking, dude, do you have that big of a death wish?
Funny thing is, man, Mistake was inactive.
Interesting.
But whoever did that, if you're not getting on Hard Rock's good side.
Yeah, I would definitely say, you know what, not a smart thing to do, to go and break someone's car window, especially not someone that walks around with a sledgehammer, dude.
No, walks around with a sledgehammer, and he is now the newest member of Salvation, I wanted to say.
Nice.
And having his brothers back him up, I don't think you want to go damage any of his property because you may want to be calling the police when they get done with you.
Right?
Yeah, because whoever MM is, after Hard Rock and Salvation get done with them, he's going to be crying to the police, begging him to book his ass into jail and put him in a cell away from Salvation, especially Hard Rock.
Nice. Now,
Yeah.
now,
My money's on Hard Rock to win that.
Mine too.
that one should be a good one. Now, Robert, I know you're familiar with Hard Rock's older brother, Lockdown.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So now, I mean, Hard Rock is very similar to Lockdown, but recently he's had an attitude adjustment, man. I mean, he had one bad cycle, and it almost seemed like as if his world just like came down on him, man. I mean, I mean, your thoughts on somebody walking around the locker rooms with a sledgehammer?
Oh, when I was in the NWL, I walked around with a barbed wire baseball bat.
Oh shit!
So,
I remember that.
Me too.
I could respect that,
Nice.
And when you're having a rough cycle,
Rhymer.
Somebody's gonna get it.
Someone's gonna get it.
That was poison ivy.
Mm-hmm.
you go in thinking you're going to win and win and win, and the next thing you know, you get 4 or 5 big losses, and then you start thinking in your mind, well, something's got to change. Well, an attitude change sometimes is a good thing.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how I did it in the NWL when I first started. I was 117-0, and then I finally had my three losses in a row, and I just snapped.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Well,
I had.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, Hard Rock just snapped, and me being his manager and everything, and I'm doing everything I can to calm him down, and then having his heart broken, he finally flipped off War Goddess and said, "I'm done. I'm out of the IOD. You all can stick it. You fans can stick it."
Now, speaking of sticking it, he stuck it to Night Hatcher this cycle.
Oh yeah, in a tape fist match.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Nice.
And I got to give Night Hatcher credit. He's a tough fighter, but dude, you opened your mouth and you pushed Hard Rock that much more, and he would not quit that night. And even Night Hatcher, I've heard in the locker room and said, "What the hell did I do to that man?"
Oh yeah.
And War Goddess, yeah. And luckily he had War Goddess there saying, "Well, I think we went a little too far with that." And I said, "Yeah, you both did. You went a little too far. You broke his heart. He had those losses. He snapped, and it took everything I could to control him." I said, "Try taking him out for beers and steak and everything." That man ordered 3 great big steaks with a side of fries and a keg of beer and all that. Yeah, I paid the tab because the man was having. Oh yeah.
It takes. Did you catch that, Brandy? That's what it takes. That's what it takes to get over. Losing to a woman and losing your woman at the same time is 3 big stakes.
and having his brother Lockdown show up too helped him because after they went out to a strip club, believe it or not. I didn't want to go, but they told me to go, and I'm like, okay, whatever. They got into a fight there.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, see, and that's the thing about Salvation is those guys are just nasty, brother. I mean, almost as nasty as this next bunch. The DOD has officially, if you look up nasty in the dictionary, DOD is, there. I mean, you look it up, crazy Chad Red going up against Bullet Club's Calgary Hitman for the G-Force title.
That's going to be a good one. And
now I'm not familiar with this Calgary Hitman. What's going on with the Calgary Hitman?
Calgary Hitman is a guy from Calgary, Alberta, kind of like Bret Hart was.
Oh, nice.
He uses Bret Hart well, he talked to Bret Hart and got his permission, but he uses his same finisher and pretty much goes out the ring just like Bret Hart did.
Nice. So he's very technical. That's the one thing when you say Bret Hart, I always I associate Bret Hart with being a very technical wrestler. I mean,
Right.
in my very 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 limited wrestling experience, I remember.
Who
I remember.
remembers my son from the ASL?
Oh yeah.
Who remembers?
Which one?
My son. Who remembers BNC?
Oh
I
yeah,
remember him. Yeah.
the Bad News Crew.
Violent.
Yeah,
Victor
yeah. Do
Hart.
you remember how good he is?
Oh yeah.
It's going to be hard to take that belt off of him.
Mhm.
Is that does he run Crazy Chad Red?
Yep, he's part of the DOD.
Oh yeah, no, but like I was saying, I mean, oh yeah, the DODs are definitely crazy, insane in the man brain, like they said. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to to seeing that technical wrestling go up against someone that's completely insane.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Crazy.
Now our final match, and this one is it is for the Grand Impact title.
Oh yeah.
We got Bullet Club's Marty Jannetty going up against Ricky the Fox Steamboat. I mean, Ricky is one of these DOD guys, and I'm telling you,
I got to place an upset. I got to place Jannetty to beat him.
you're going with Jannetty, huh? Nice.
I've got to go with Jannetty because right now he's the dark horse. Nobody knows too much about him. And my guys have faced Ricky the Fox Steamboat before, and he's a good wrestler. And he brought everything to the table and would not stop. But Marty is probably going to be the guy who's going to come in, who's going to be a complete enigma. And that's going to be hard for Ricky to face him because he doesn't know anything about this guy.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
He told me the reason that original reason why he came in was because he wanted to fight with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
But that'll be a good match.
Which brings us to our new announcement.
Yes.
Starting next cycle.
There will be no more Edge Hydra wrestlers whatsoever in our league. They are all getting transferred out.
Now, this is something you probably didn't expect to hear, but I actually want to thank the manager Sharif Johnson for it does suck to have such an influx of people come into your league. I know they play a different style. I know maybe they're not used to or maybe they just don't care. They don't care about the trash talk. They don't care about angles. They're, like I said, they're just playing a different style. So. That being said, I want to thank you. I know it's hard to have so many people come and kind of flood your league, because I think we're the flooders. We're the ones that flooded.
I was invited.
We all came, and we were all invited, whether we were invited or not. We definitely came in a flood like fashion, and took over the LSL in a good way. I think in a unique way, because like I said, I definitely.
Today.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, this is still Shane Cole's league.
Oh yeah.
We are just flooding it.
And also, I said this probably a couple times, but thank you, Shane, for inviting me over. It was one of those things with War Goddess.
Myself
she was
included in that.
Yeah. I mean, we all needed to do something different, new beginnings. And this is the best one, I thought, because we're having fun with it. We're bringing the LSL to an elite league, which is going to be good and show we're no joke. And I'm hoping in the next.
Now, just to clarify on that, Jerry, I think we're going to have to keep it alive for a few more cycles because
it won't, at least until January.
We can do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I think we got the momentum. I think we got the passion behind it. Like I said, and
I'm
shows like the
happy. I'm happy with the jumping cards we got.
oh yeah, and shows
It was 54 last cycle, so it jumped 12.
nice.
Oh yeah.
And shows like this, I think, are going to help push our pay-per-views. I mean, Wrestlepalooza, 18 jam-packed cards, I think will continue to grow. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign us off on this one. I know I know we are going to have another show that's going to feature our in-league titles, how they moved around this last couple of cycle. I know we got some champions to go over. I know Jerry won a couple of new belts, so yeah, we still got a lot of show to talk about in the Louisiana Swamp League. But as for this one, you've been listening to myself, IWA Flip. We had a lot of guests on this show. I know it was kind of hard to get everybody to chime in since I'm such a blabbermouth. But Jim, Terry, thank you for being on the show. I know Shane, Brandy, thank you guys again for joining us.
You're
And
welcome.
of course,
And Robert,
special guest.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
said, first time on the show, Mr. Robert Harper. It was a pleasure to have you on. Like I said, I hope sometime now that we got this technology, Robert, I hope that we can get a show, just with you, just to kind of go over your IWA story, and get the fans to know you a little better, so that moving forward, we can continue to have fun here in the IWA.
I'd be honored to do that.
Well, guys, you've been listening to the LSL review. Till next time, we'll see you guys.